Okay, so here we are on platform 2 at Burntisland train station. As you can see, we've got this lovely big bed here on the platform, and what we're going to be doing is turning it into something of a biodiversity garden. So we're going to be creating a few little habitat zones within the bed here for very specific species of butterfly, and we're also going to be doing a lot of planting to encourage other pollinators throughout the year. So we're going to be doing all seasons planting for lots of bees, try and get lots of bees in here, and hopefully up on the wall and amongst the ivy there we'll be putting in place some bird boxes and some bat boxes. So I'll walk you down and explain what we're going to be doing. So this is going to be one of the zones for butterflies, and we'll be planting in here some very specific plants because butterflies are incredibly fussy, especially when it comes to the food that they eat when they're caterpillars and the plants that they choose to lay their eggs on. So we're going to be planting in this zone here for 3 species. That's the peacock, the small tortoiseshell, and the comma. Really beautiful species. They have very similar food plants and egg plants, so we'll be putting those in place, and then we'll be putting some of their favourite flowers to nectar on in there as well. So hopefully on nice sunny days throughout the summer, when you're down on the platform, you might see some of those species here. The comma's a particularly interesting one because it's currently spreading more and more throughout Scotland. It wasn't here a decade or so ago, but now we're seeing it more and more as its territory expands due to climate change. So keep your eyes peeled and hopefully you'll see one of those. They're quite scruffy looking, but they're one of my very favourites, so absolutely lovely. So we'll go further down, and what we're going to have in this area here, just behind the poppies here, this is going to be an insect and a bee zone. So very kindly Starley Hall have been working on a big insect hotel for us, so we're going to be putting that in place at the back, and that's going to incorporate lots of lovely little nooks and crannies, little pieces of habitat for ladybirds, for earwigs, for woodlice, maybe some little solitary bee holes in there as well. So again, lovely little feature to bring some more wildlife onto the platform, and some more bee friendly plants down in front of it. And hopefully, if ScotRail let us, we might put a very small shallow pond in here as well, just an inch or so deep. But a little water feature like that can be fantastic for bringing more wildlife to a little biodiversity spot like this. So the next zone will be in here, and we're going to be planting for a couple of my very favourite species, which I'm very excited by because we didn't have these species in Fife until very recently. So that's the wall brown, another butterfly, and the speckled wood. Speckled wood's very common down south, but we've not really been seeing it in Fife. Same with the wall brown, just up until the last couple of years. It's just arriving here in the last couple of years and just starting to establish itself in Fife. It's been quite a few sightings of it down in the borders, and just the last couple of years more sightings recorded here in Fife. So we're going to be planting some of the specific plants like the wall brown butterfly and the speckled wood like just in this area here. And then down at the end here we're going to be creating a zone for moths. Now I know not a lot of people love moths, but I do. I think they're absolutely spectacular. I'm really excited to put some plants in here that will encourage more and more moths to come down, especially if you're here at the station on an evening, late afternoon or an evening. We're going to be putting some plants in that release their scent towards the end of the day, some night scented plants, and if there's a bit of light you might actually see some moths nectaring, sometimes during the day but more predominantly on an evening. So we'll be creating a moth zone here. As you can see, there's already lots of colour in the garden, so we'll be keeping some of these lovely plants in and just adding some new ones and trying to tidy up a bit, get it nice and ready for the summer for all of these species that we want to encourage down onto the station. So I hope you enjoy it when it's done.